Happy Saturday, everybody. This is a brand new weekend event. You see all the smiling faces. The countdown is on to the big event that's happening 1 week from today. You see my background. Someone with autism has taught me. Good, huge cause. I'm going to talk about this at the end of the presentation, and I promise you we're going to keep this short and sweet. Since we are getting started just a couple of minutes late, we have a lot of information to cover, and I want to thank you, as Marnita said, for taking time out of your schedule for even being here today. And today, this type of presentation is actually my favorite because I get to talk about something I'm very, very passionate about, and it's an industry that has literally changed my life. Now, my background is not much different from many of yours. I was taught that if I want to have financial freedom in America, there's a couple of things that I must do, and that's go to school, get good grades, and get a good, safe, secure job, a job that will take care of me for the rest of my life. And I'm sure you all were taught the same thing. And I did that. I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. I went on to have a nice corporate career going, but due to no fault of my own, I was laid off not once, but twice. And if you've ever been laid off before, you know exactly how that feels. And if you haven't, I guarantee you know somebody who has. And chances are you're putting in more time, more hours, more effort, and you better not even ask for a raise because you're lucky to have a job in the first place. And that was all before 2008 financial crisis, because the chances of you working that same job for 40 years means that you're going to retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. And that was the good old days. We're long past the good old days today. The struggle today is real, where people are relying on the government to send out checks to live day to day. We're living paycheck to paycheck. And I was blessed. I said, I don't want this type of lifestyle. I want to be able to be my own boss. I want to have my own freedom. And I got involved in network marketing and direct selling. And I wish I could tell you I had a lot of success at the beginning. I didn't. I failed for my first 10 years. I had friends and family that told me I was failure. I need to go to law school. I need to stop what I'm doing. It's never going to work. But I didn't give up on my dreams, and I kept moving forward, and I figured it out. It's like I had an aha moment, and that's for a different conversation. But I figured out, learned certain skill sets, and started to have great success, and was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36 years old. And it'll be 9 years in July. Next month will be my 45th birthday. So I was able to walk off my job and retire. I haven't had a 9-to-5 job since. And I've been a 7-figure earner and top producer. But I got tired of the grind of network marketing and started to pay attention to the newest fad thing that came out that I thought was a fad called Bitcoin. In 2016, I bought my first Bitcoin, and I bought 3 Bitcoin. I bought them for about maybe $680 each, somewhere around there, the $600, $700 range. And the only reason why I did, because I remember when Bitcoin was only $100 a coin. And I saw it go from 2012 to 2016. I said, wow, this thing is increasing in value. I should get some. But then I turned around 3 months later and sold those same 3 Bitcoin for it was around $870 a piece. So in my mind, I made some money. I thought I was a genius. I thought I was smart. And 1 year later, those 3 Bitcoin, had I held on to them, was worth almost $20,000 each. That was the most expensive Christmas I ever had, because I sold my 3 Bitcoin for a Christmas present. And I said, wow, I need to learn about this space. And I saw people making millions and changing their lives in the crypto space. So I started asking them questions, people I knew. How are you doing this? What is this whole Bitcoin thing all about? And to my surprise, they couldn't answer. They said, I don't know, Bitcoin just keeps going up. And at that time it was. Beginning of 2017, Bitcoin was worth $1,000 a coin or less. At the end of 2017, it was $20,000 a coin. So it was going up that whole year. But I knew what goes up comes down. Nothing always just goes up. Stock market doesn't do that. Forex doesn't do that. So I started to try to do some research, and there was no educational company that was teaching this at the time. Maybe a couple of colleges had some throw-off programs, and I went to a Bitcoin boot camp or Bitcoin Expo in London. That was my first time, 2018. So I studied myself. I went to YouTube and I went to Google and spent 6 months teaching myself. And what I found out was that 50% of the information that I saw was incorrect. But I learned two things that changed my life. The first thing I learned is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry in the world today, whether you like it or not. Your opinion is irrelevant. Only now you have a choice on how you want to be involved, but you will be involved. The second thing I learned that really shook me is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. And that last part is important, the most amount of people. We already went through the third industrial revolution. This is now the fourth industrial revolution, but the previous ones was not available to everybody. You had to be in the right family or speak the right language. Today, all you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn, And you can literally write your own way out. There is no racism, sexism, nepotism. There is no glass ceiling. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter what language you speak or what country you were born in, whether you have a college degree or not, if you're a stay-at-home mom or an educated mom, none of that matters. Everybody has equal footing to make this happen. And best of all, you don't need a whole lot of resources to get started. Because when I got started, I didn't have the 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 to get started. I started with $30. $30, my very first trade, August 30th, 2017. And I flipped that into six figures by the end of the year. That happened because of education, taking a little bit of risk, and a little bit of luck. Made that happen. And in 2018, when the market reversed course, I said, you know what? Most people need to have this education. So I created a crypto education course to teach everybody. And then we fast forward 3 years later, 2021, a couple of months ago, I partnered up with this company called Twin Turbo. And with Twin Turbo, I brought my crypto education to be able to sell it on a smart contract for the very first time. My education is on a blockchain. And that is where we are today. But most people need to understand why you should even want to know this. Why is online education for the new digital economy so important? Well, the reason is because most people are going to fail at what you're already currently doing. Most people will fail financially. 93% don't have good salaries. 95% will not succeed in business. 97% will retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. Most people do not have $1,000 in their savings accounts. Just think about that for a second. Most people don't have $1,000 in their savings accounts. Most people cannot afford a $400 emergency without going into debt. And I want you to think about this. Digital currency is the new financial revolution, and the economy has changed. We now have Uber, a transportation company that owns no cars. Amazon, world's largest retail chain that has no stores. Airbnb, a hotel chain that owns no property. So if you think that this digital economy can change these industries, what do you think Bitcoin can do to the financial industry? Because Bitcoin is decentralized. It is available to everybody in the world. It's not controlled by a government, a bank, a CEO, or a business. And three reasons why it's taken over as the best performing asset of the past decade, period. Three reasons. Number one, it is universal in value. One Bitcoin in Japan is worth one Bitcoin in the United States, and any country for that matter. Number two, it is permissionless. There's no borders. You do not need permission from Western Union, Bank of America, or the government to send Bitcoin from one source to another. It is permissionless, and it is simple to transfer. You know what I mean? You can send it in the form of like sending an email. There is no CEO, there is no bank, there is nothing to stop you from doing this. Bitcoin went from 0.003 cents in 2009 to more than $60,000 a coin in 2021. Nothing can come close to that performance. In 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, the world's first global decentralized cryptocurrency. In 2009, Bitcoin's value was less than a penny. 2010, it was valued at 40 cents. 2016, it was valued at $600. 2021, Started fluctuating around $55,000. If you would have invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2010, today it will be worth over $60 million. How many of you had $100 in 2010? Everybody, I don't care how broke you are. You could find a way. I spend that on a night, Wingstop last night and, entertainment, $100, just like that. But here's the deal. People didn't understand or know what it was. They don't know what the blockchain is. See, everybody's heard of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is a reward for creating the blockchain. And the blockchain is the most advanced piece of technology the world has ever been introduced to. He's like, wait, what? What about the airplane, the printing press, and Fiat automobiles and all that? Those are great. But the blockchain is going to have the biggest impact on our planet. It's making the planet much smaller, and it brings trust back into the ecosystem. See, you're already used to what's called the two-ledger system. And that means when you do a transaction and you go to a grocery store and you buy something, you're giving them money and they give you the receipt. And that receipt is proof of the transaction. And what happens when there's a dispute where you want to return the item, but you lost that receipt? Then you have to deal with the middlemen to verify that transaction. The banks, the court system, lawyers, judges, and all that. There's a whole economy built on the middleman for transactions. And this is how it has been for the last 600-700 years. What the blockchain does, it eliminates that middleman. And now when a transaction is made, it's not recorded just between two people. It's recorded by the entire world. To change that, you would have to erase every single computer attached to the internet on the planet. It is the most trustworthy system. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be changed. And so how is this blockchain created? By a group of miners, what we call them miners, but they're about a bunch of geeks that have computer powerful programs that solve a mathematical equation that creates a block that stores data. And once that block is filled up, then it creates a new block. Once that block is filled up, it creates a new block, and it's there forever for everybody to see. Now, how do you incentivize these nerds with these powerful computers to do this? You give them a reward, a payment, and that reward is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is not created out of thin air. Bitcoin is proof of work. It actually costs thousands of dollars for one Bitcoin to be generated, probably much higher even now. It is the most purest form of money the world has ever seen. It is much more pure and trustworthy than the fiat money, the US dollar in your pocket. Is it real? Well, if the IRS is already asking you to report your cryptocurrency holdings, you know it's real. All right? IRS won't miss out on money. Question people ask is, am I too late? No, you're not. Where we are today is where Bitcoin or the internet was in 1995. No, you're not too late. How do I buy it? We're going to teach you how to buy it, and most importantly, we're going to teach you how you can spend it. So welcome to Twin Turbo Crypto Education, the global training center, where the platform that's going to teach the world about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And we have 45 lessons broken up into 3 different blocks. 45 lessons. We have Bitcoin 101, Advanced Crypto, and how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We will teach you everything that you need to know. You're going to learn how to buy your first Satoshi. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Store your Bitcoin safely in crypto wallets. Purchase and sell with Bitcoin. Trade cryptocurrencies. Learn how altcoins work, how blockchain technology works, and all training is done by streaming video. We teach you everything you need to know. Now, we have Bitcoin 101, 15 lessons. This course is designed to take you through the history of Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Each video is designed to take you through a step-by-step process to know the fundamentals of the technology and how it works. Once you have completed this course, you will have more than a basic functioning understanding of blockchain, how to purchase Bitcoin, and how to use it. We have Advanced Crypto, 15 lessons. This course is designed for those of you who have gone through the Bitcoin 101 course or have some basic understanding of what Bitcoin is and how it functions. We will dive deeper into the functional workings of cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects. You will be introduced to other top coins besides Bitcoin on the market and learn about the economic ecosystem of cryptocurrencies. By the time you finish this course, you will have a clear understanding of crypto economics, the functioning roles of crypto, and how to understand the charts. You will be ready to engage in the cryptocurrency space. And then finally, how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. 15 lessons. By this point, you have an advanced understanding of the history of blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency space. You are ready to engage and build your portfolio. There is no one strategy that fits them all. This course will share multiple strategies and opportunities so that you will have the confidence and skills in this space to earn a profit. Now, these videos are short. I mean, they're 5 minutes to 30 minutes long. It's not like you got to go back to college. You might say, well, I don't have a time. I have a busy schedule. I work 2 jobs. I've got kids and a family. No, you can stop, pause, and rewind. You can play it in the background. You can take your time going through these courses. But these courses are priceless. And people who understand the power of Bitcoin in this era will be one step closer to finding their financial freedom. Now, I don't care how many times I say that education is my #1 goal, and it is the most important thing to learn and to know about in the crypto space that you should focus on, because everybody wants to know something else. How do I make money? Right? Show me the money, Brandon. How do I get paid? Is what everybody wants to know. They want to skip the beginning and go straight to the end. Well, this is the power of what Twin Turbo is all about. How would you like to earn while you learn? So you don't have to wait to the end to start earning a profit. I made 6 figures before I had it all figured out. Earn while you learn. Well, Twin Turbo wants to make this happen for you, because as valuable as this educational product is, how would you like to get paid for sharing it with others? So we are using a smart contract. The smart contract is on a blockchain. Twin Turbo is not a company. It is a community and a program that's programmed to do a certain thing. And I'm going to walk you through what this program is. So what is TRX? Well, it is Tron. Tron is a blockchain-based decentralized operating system based on a cryptocurrency relative or native to the system known as Tron. And Nelly, you listen to this. I'm going to tell you how to get our crypto education courses. That's what this is. Tron blockchain is 80 times faster than the Ethereum and 667 times faster than Bitcoin. It is over 20 times cheaper in transaction fees than both Ethereum and Bitcoin, and one of the 10 biggest cryptos by market cap. And crucially, it supports the use of smart contracts. But another advantage of being a part of this community is that you're going to have access to real valuable digital products. You're going to have 100% encrypted and decentralized, the only true follow me system for sharing with others, a system that alerts you up to 6 startup costs, leadership bonuses and incentives, live customer support, personal AI crypto trading bot, Twin Turbo daily passive rewards, cryptocurrency education, and our smart contract is so smart, it has coded secrets yet to be revealed. Now, there are no auto ships. There's no monthly fee. There's no annual fees. This is not one of those things that you've heard of out there that's guaranteeing you income, that you have, or guaranteeing you a percentage every single day, that you have to give over your money. We get paid instantly in our own account. There is no withdraw button or back office we have to ask our money for. This is a smart contract. It goes straight to your wallet. Our advanced lane products is our cryptocurrency education. We have 5 lanes of products, 5 lanes. The first lane that you can get started to, so this is how you get our courses, is by getting back to the person who invited you here. Our first lane and intro is 40 USDT, $40, 40 USDT. And that's going to get you access to 5 of our Bitcoin 101 courses, plus our digital products. Our second lane is 100 USDT, and that gets you the other 5 courses. So you have almost all of the Bitcoin 101 courses. Then we have lanes 3 and 4, 250 USDT and 500 USDT. Well, why? If it costs more, that means you're getting more. You're getting the rest of Bitcoin 101 and advanced crypto. And then we have lane 5, $1,000 USDT product lane, how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on this lane, all 15 of these videos. Now, I'm going to share with you, there's other things that you get on lane 3 and above, like access to our passive auto trading bots and twin turbo signals. For those of you who say, well, Brandon, you know, I don't like to recruit, I don't like to sell. Is there a way I can make passive money by letting my money work for me legitimately? And yes, there is. But let's talk about our incentive plan first. For those of you who say, well, Brandon, I don't have a whole lot of resources to get started and build my crypto portfolio and to make some money, let me show you how to do this. By selling our products, by selling our crypto education and all of our digital products, you're going to earn 50%. 50% of every sale. See, other direct selling companies out there, you might earn 4%, 8%. If you hit the top position of the company, 12 to 13%. How about 50%? You get. Where does the other 50% go? Well, the other 50% goes into our smart contract payout vault. And this goes to fund airdrops, rank advancement bonuses, over 4 million USDT available, and our Leadership League prize pool shared by the top 10 ranked global leaders each month. But let me talk about the airdrops. See, when people get started in a business, one of their biggest fears or concerns is, one, can I afford it? And two, am I going to lose all my money and get scammed? Well, can I afford it? The first lane is 40 USDT. Everybody can afford that. You might not say, well, if I take advantage of all of it, it's 1,890 USDT to have advantage of everything Twin Turbo has to offer, one-time cost. When people invite me to do a Bitcoin boot camp or a weekend type panelist, I charge anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. So for less than $2,000, you're getting all of this for less than $2,000. And our airdrops means based on all of the sales within Twin Turbo, all of the sales of our product, we actually sell a product. A percentage of it is set aside, and it is airdropped to those on lane 1 and 2 to give you free airdrops. So in other words, we give you your money back. Now, I cannot guarantee how long that will take. It's dependent on how many sales is going on in the company. So we dictate how long that could take. It can happen fast, it can happen slowly, based on what we all do as a community. But at the end of the day, you break even at least on lane 1 and 2, and you're getting all of our products. So we've eliminated the risk factor. Now, by every 3 sales you do, we call that your lapping. So for example, if you do 3 sales on lane 1, you lapped, but you also earned 40 USDT. If you've lapped 5 times on lane 1, you've earned 200 USDT. And you can lap on every single lane. So when I first got started, I didn't say, yeah, let me stick my toe in the water and just try out lane 1 for 40. No. I said, I want to make some money. I'm here to get paid. I did all 5 lanes on day 1, and I earned more than 700 USDT in my first few hours. Not next week. It was instantly right back in my Twin Turbo, my Tron wallet, TRX wallets. My first week, I think I was at 6K, somewhere around there, more than 10K a week and a half later. And I only paid one time, 1,890. What did I do? I shared this with others because I know a lot of people out there need crypto education. It is a necessity. When you start, I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. If you're still stuck on a 9-to-5 job and that's your mentality, in the future, you're going to be driving down the street. You're going to see Bitcoin ATM machines all over the place. In fact, like, I don't know, my cousin Marnita even did a live about this yet. She saw another Bitcoin ATM machine in her area. If you go to get your coffee, Starbucks or whatever, you're going to see we now accept crypto coins for payments. You're going to go to your job one day. Your job is going to say, hey, you need to go back to school to learn about blockchain technology. Or if you want a promotion, or if you want to go and you're applying for a job, they're going to ask, how many words do you type a minute? Do you know spreadsheets? Do you know Microsoft Word? Do you know blockchain technology and all that kind of stuff? You're going to have to know this, whether you like it or not. So if you've got that type of mentality, then earn your way up. If you can't afford, sell it to others. Sell the product, earn your way to lane 5. Now, if you were to lap 5 times on every single lane, let's say it takes you a month to do that, would an extra 9,450 USDT be okay? Would that be okay? What if you did that on a weekly basis? Would that be okay? What if you were doing that on a daily basis? See, there's no limit here. You get as much as you want based on the sales. But for those individuals who still say, well, Brandon, yeah, that sounds great, but I've been spoiled. I'm not even gonna lie. I want something that I don't have to sell anything. I don't have to recruit. I don't have to talk to people, and I want to make money. Isn't that 90% of people out there? I'm not saying not having to do anything about it, but you want to make money. You want passive income. Do we have that? The answer is yes, but we've done it legitimately. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of scams going on out there. Scams that say, invest with us. Scams that say, we guarantee you 2 to 3% a day on your money, regardless of what the market is doing. Scams that say, you purchase a contract with us, give us your money. You cannot withdraw your principal for 3 months to 6 months, but we're going to give you an interest on it that you can compound on a daily basis. That's a red flag. That's a scam. Or scams that say, once you hit the withdrawal button, it might take you 7 days to a week or to 2 weeks before you can actually get your money, but you have to give us your money first. And you know what ends up happening to every single one of them? Because there is not one single one that has been here longer than 1.5 years. Not one of them. They all end up either going out of business, running off with everybody's money, or getting shut down by the government. Every single one. But does that mean that our search for passive income is in vain? And the answer is no. We figured it out here in Twin Turbo. So we got, and I got to say this as a disclaimer, we have a bonus bot that works with the APIs for Huobi Global or Binance International. What that means is that your money, your resources stays in your account, your exchange. You're not giving Twin Turbo any of your money to go trade on your behalf. It stays in your exchange, and then the API of the bot attaches to your exchange and trades on your behalf, which means you can stop, pause it, pull, withdraw whenever you want to. Now, we're working to enable the bot to trade on other exchanges in the future. Please note, this trading bot is not offered to you as a product for Twin Turbo. You are not purchasing the bot here in Twin Turbo. It is merely a tool as a bonus that can be used in conjunction with your cryptocurrency education and usable at your own risk. It is provided by a third party to the Twin Turbo TRX community and offered to you as a bonus tool in lane 3. So if you want to have access to this, and this is limited because this is about to go to lane 5, the cost is 390 USDT to get to lane 3 so that you can have access to the bot. This bonus bot is available as an option to trade on exchanges. So please use the bot at your own risk. Twin Turbo TRX or any of its clients, influencers, or referrals have no liability or responsibility in the misuse or negative results of this bot, because you can go in there and change things up and go against what the training was. That's on you. Training will be provided for free on how to configure this bonus bot, but it should not be perceived in any form as financial advice. Before using this bot, you should get advice from your licensed financial advisor in your own country. Now, go to the next. This bonus bot is a personal AI trading bot. You control 100% of your funds. Set it and forget it, full adjustment control, same-day trading capabilities, automatic sell when it reaches profit, AI trading using proven strategy, and this one is international use only. because the exchanges that is attached to is international. But what can we do for us in the United States? Well, we didn't leave us out either, because guess what? We have just launched Twin Turbo Signals. This is also a bonus bot that works with Huobi and Binance international exchanges, just like the other one. But also this works with the exchanges in the United States, like Binance USA and Bittrex USA. So those of us in the United States, we don't need a VPN to access the bot. All we have to do is register for these exchanges. Now, the disclaimer is the same as before, but here's what the Twin Turbo Signals will do and why it's a little bit different. The training and technology you need to automate your crypto trading strategy with the bots, you have exclusive, this is exclusive just to Twin Turbo TRX. Nobody else is getting these type of signals. You have 2 live training calls each week. We brought on board and partnered with 2 professionals, Doug and Josh, that give live trainings throughout the week, twice on Mondays and Wednesdays, to teach you and walk you through this stuff, the setup and other valuable information on how to trade cryptocurrencies. This works with all major USA and global exchanges. Crypto is in your exchange always. Again, you're not giving your crypto to somebody else, and then you need to ask them to get it back. It stays in your possession at all times. There's no sharing of any of our profits. No sharing a percentage of your profits. So there's no monthly fee to have access to it, and there's no sharing of the profits. You keep it all. That's one big difference. Oh, Brandon, there's a lot of different signals out there. There's no monthly monthly payment, and you keep all your profits. And early testers are seeing amazing results. In fact, I'm actually going to show you proof of this because I did a screenshot this morning. 100% free AI signals plus optional premium signals available for only $60 a month after the free trial on June 15th, which is next week sometime. This is for USA and international use. Now, I am an early tester. I've been in this space long enough to know what's good and what's not good, what's legal, what's legitimate, and what's real. And this is real. Here's an example. I just took this screenshot this morning. Now, we all know just a few weeks ago, Bitcoin was in the $50,000 range. The entire crypto market cap was above $2.4 trillion. And then Elon Musk decided to start tweeting. And the entire market came down not once, but twice, where Bitcoin is now in the mid $30,000 range. The market is now, what, 1.4 trillion? And I didn't look this morning at that. So it's lost more than 40%, 35, 40% value. But guess what? Because I didn't have my crypto just sitting in a wallet, riding it up and down, I had it in the Twin Turbo Signals, I was still making money. Positive microtransactions. Now, not everyone is positive. See, don't, if you see something that says, we guarantee you a profit every day, run from it. There are some negatives. There's some negatives. But the vast majority is all positive. 7%, 6%, 5%, 3.9%, 4.7%, 6%, 5%. This is real. This is my screenshot from today. Now, as a disclaimer, there's no guarantee you're going to get the same exact results. You might have your bot program to do something a little bit different than my setup. I started with 5,000, and I am in the green, even with the market dropping 40%. That is what is most impressive to me. It's easy for when the market is doing good and always green, and somebody say, well, my 5,000 has now grown to 7,000. But what happens when the market's going down? I'm still above what I initially started with the market dropping 30, 40%. That is what impresses me. And that is what we have in Twin Turbo Signals. And do you think that this is something that you can tell and share with people who want passive income without having to recruit, without having to sell? This is what everybody wants and needs. And we have 2 professionals on hand to with our own Facebook groups, doing live trainings every week. I do live trainings on regular crypto talk, but they do the advanced stuff. And I vouch for them. They're very professional. And We've also eliminated another excuse for people for why they fail. And one of those things is, I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't know how to market. We have partnered with a company called Now Site Marketing to be able to create, just let the slide say, everything you need to turbocharge your business under one roof. Unlimited websites. And this is not just websites you have to create. We've already created them for you. So you don't have to be an expert at creating websites. It's already done. We have unlimited social media content, email marketing, team management, CRM system, detailed analytics, and more, and live training once a week with the vice president of Now Site, Cheryl Coco. So you're getting not only all of these digital products, but you're also getting live crypto talk twice a week by me, live trading crypto twice a week by Doug and Josh, and live training on marketing once a week, all within our community, as well as earning 50% on every sale you make, and the ability to have passive income by taking advantage of our twin turbo systems where you can control. This should be the hottest thing out there right now. We haven't gone viral yet. People don't know about us yet. And when all those other fly-by-night companies crash and burn, as they are, two big ones just happened last week, we're still here. Also, for less than 33 cents a day, because this system, normally it will cost you more than $50 a month, but with Twin Turbo, you're getting it for less than $10 a month. 33 cents a day to help build your business. Your marketing made easy. And to close this out, if you're in the crypto space, one of the biggest golden gooses or rainbows that everybody always wants to chase is you want to be able to get in on a project before anybody else hears about it. How many of you would have loved to got in on Bitcoin in 2009 and 10, or Ethereum, or Ripple, or Ethereum Classic? I know when Ethereum Classic finally broke this year, friends of mine that were holding that coin for the last 3 years made a lot of money just holding it for 3 years. And everybody is like, man, I wish I could get in on the next coin, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is very rare and slim to none that you're going to become a Bitcoin millionaire. There's only one way to become a Bitcoin millionaire, and that is if you bought a whole Bitcoin right now and you held on to it until the day Bitcoin is worth $1 million a coin, which can happen in 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. If you do that, then you're a certified Bitcoin millionaire. But you can definitely become a crypto millionaire by taking advantage of other coins. There's more than 7,000 of them out there besides Bitcoin at dirt cheap and at launch. My first big break was I got in 2017 on the launch of a coin called Electroneum, on the pre-sale of it. I sold it 3 or 4 months later and made more money in one day than most people make on a year on their job from one coin. We are potentially, and I have to watch what I say here, I'm not a hype guy. I keep it real. I don't want to blow smoke up anybody and acting as if you're about to win the world. So I keep it real. Opportunities like this is rare. And we have an opportunity to take advantage of a launch of a new token that's taking place 1 week from today, June 12th and 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a huge event at the Hilton Garden Inn, the launch of the Autz token. The Autz token. Now, whenever I look at coins, I'm always thinking and remembered about 1997, 98 with the internet boom. And during those days, anybody who had the skills to create a website and throw up any crazy idea on the website could potentially sell it to a Fortune 500 company for like $500 million. But there was nothing real behind it. It was theory. It was something that they were just thinking about. No real actual world proof. And then you had the internet bubble, and most of those companies failed, and they failed and flat out. They call it the internet bubble. But a few of them survive like Alibaba or Amazon. Nobody thought Amazon was going to do anything. It's the richest man in the world now, Amazon. But the same thing is happening today. 7,000 coins on the market, they're not all going to survive. But there are a lot that will, because they have a real world cause behind it. This is a cause for charity. And the charity that we're championing is autism. This is something that is not new. It is not made up. It is not a theory. Autism is real. And there are many families out there that are I don't want to use the word struggling, but have to deal with and manage this if they have children or family members on the spectrum. This is near and dear to a lot of people. And how would you like a program where a percentage of every single transaction that's being made using this token is going to the charitable cause to help fight autism and autism awareness? How about that? That is something real. And do you think that something real like this could last? Because we're not talking about something that's just going to be a pump and dump, but something that over time will increase in value long term and serve a real purpose that grows. And this is a once in a lifetime thing. The Twin Turbo community is not launching a coin. The Twin Turbo community is helping to sponsor and support the launch of this token, which means those of you that's members of this community is hearing about this first. And you know what timing and positioning is on these things. When they launch, they're dirt cheap. What if you get your hands on a whole lot of them? I can't promise you what it's going to do in 24 hours or 48 hours or 3 months. But I did do a crypto talk this week where I shared the story of two brothers who got in on the launch of a coin called Shiba 5 months ago. And it was dirt cheap. 5 months later, they spent $7,900. 5 months later, they're now worth $9 million. And these two brothers knew nothing about crypto. In fact, they're from New York, and their business was in wedding photography. And their entire business got hit because of COVID and the COVID restrictions. You can't have gatherings, so weddings and everything was put on hold. So they had no choice. They were looking for another way to make money, and a friend of theirs, told them about this new coin that's launching called Shiba. They put some money on it, and they sat on it. They have no crypto education. They probably do now, but they didn't at the time. They actually did get lucky. But you guys are hearing about this beforehand. So there's a couple of things I've got to say as far as the disclaimer. Again, I'm not a hype guy. This could possibly change people's lives forever. But there's a couple of things that you should be aware of. Number one, if you follow my 4 rules, you will be safe. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, do not use money you cannot afford to lose. Because at the same time as this can change lives, we never know. It can go the other way. You never know. So use money that you cannot afford to lose. Number 3, always get a return on whatever you use back as fast as possible. So now you're just using profit money to make more money and flip it. That's how I flipped $30 into 6-7 figures. And then the 4th thing is, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? This isn't a token that we're trying to do a pump and dump. This is a token that we want to have long-lasting awareness and to grow over time. So you're going to learn even more as this is last week run up to it. We have training that's showing you how you can get your hands on the token. I did crypto talk on Thursday and again on Friday, where I shared how you're going to get your hands on this coin. You got to make sure you have a MetaMask or a Trust wallet. It's going to be an Ethereum to AUTZ pair. So make sure whatever money you want to use to purchase, you need to have it in Ethereum to do the swap. The Trust wallet and MetaMask is going to be attached to Uniswap. That's where the coin is going to be swapped on. And so on June 12th, I don't know the time that the launch is going to happen, but on June 12th, you're ready to go. Now, before June 12th, please practice doing this type of transaction so that you know what to do when June 12th happens. So for example, there's a coin called, what coin did I use? Was it Suki? Was Suki on Uniswap? I think Suki. So purchase $5 or $10 worth of Suki, the TSUK or TNIU, something like that, coin, Suki Inu. Practice buying a coin that's similar, $5 worth. There's things that, steps in there that you have to do, like the slippage. You might have to increase the slippage, which is the gas fees, for this to happen. I don't want you to be on June 12th and the switch gets flipped and you're ready to go and it's saying either insufficient funds or transactions not through or we don't recognize your code. And now you're trying to call everybody scrambling because I'm not going to be answering my phone on that day. That's what this whole week beforehand is training is all about, to make sure you're positioned and ready to go. So when the coin drops, you know exactly what to do. You've gone through it before and you don't have any issues. We don't want anybody crying because they were 3 or 4 hours late and the price might have flipped on them in that period of time. Some people, I mean, let me give you one more benefit. Because people and other people say, well, what's the benefit of, if it's not a twin turbo coin, why are you guys talking about it? Well, a lack of crypto education, you would ask that question. The simple fact that you can get in on a token before anybody hears about it is crypto news to begin with. And we want, since this is not MLM, this is not network marketing, I'm not getting bonus points for telling somebody else about the coin. It is a community effort. The more people who are buying this coin, the greater the value of the coin's going to be. We don't want just 20 people buying up all the coins and that's it. We want a community of 100,000, 1 million people growing, buying this token. And that benefits you as a holder of the token, as one of the earns on, because demand for it is high and your value goes up. That's why we're talking. That's why we're sharing with everybody. That's the benefit of this. But there's another benefit for Twin Turbo members. I cannot give you specifics on numbers, but I can tell you this. The community itself, the core group, will be purchasing a certain number of tokens at launch. And then they're going to sell a certain percentage of it. They're going to take that profit of what they sold and they're going to put it in Lane 5 daily rewards. And I didn't cover that in this presentation. I will on Monday. But all members who are part of our Lane 5, which meant you purchased all of the products, a total of $1,890. You purchased all of the products. Well, we have a percentage of all sales, 5% is set aside to all Lane 5 members. So the more sales that we have, the more money is going into every single member in Lane 5. That's another form of passive reward that you're getting. So it's going to happen with that extra. Any member that's a part of Lane 5 is now going to be earning more in daily rewards every single day. So even if you didn't buy the coin, but you're in Lane 5, you're going to benefit from it. So if you're not on Lane 5 right now, I will do everything in my power to get to Lane 5 before Saturday. I will get to whatever you need to do. I think what they were saying was it would be benefiting Lane 5 at least for the next 4 months or so. I can't tell you how much that's going to be, but I don't leave money on the table. We don't know how high this coin can go. It can be higher than their projections. It could be less than their projections. But something is still better than nothing as an extra benefit. So you definitely want to be on Lane 5. Another reason for that is our bots will be moving to Lane 5. All right, so let's continue here. I don't know how long I'm going. I said I was going to go short. Oh, man, I went way long today. Nobody shut me down. Normally, I do these things in 30, 35 minutes. We're 50. Oh, we started a little bit late. That's right. That's right. All right. So to get started today, contact the person who invited you out here to get the first mover's advantage. You're going to get yourself a clever Tron Link or Token Pocket wallet and fund it with Tron, plus the gas fees. Get ready, get set, get go, start turbocharging your life. This information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instrument. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our Super Saturday presentation for today. I hope this made sense. I hope you guys got all the information that you need. Get yourself started. Start sharing with other people. Take advantage of everything that we have to offer. 1 week to go, Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm going to turn it back on over to Miguel to share with anything that needs to be shared. And I will see you guys. I'm doing the presentation Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Same time as this, but on Monday on this same link. But it's not going to be the crypto presentation. It's going to be the regular Twin Turbo presentation. So with that, back to you guys. I'm out.